From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
The beauty of this program is getting to sit back and watch these young troopers grow and mature. We work as a team. Everybody's role is important.
Today on The Good Stuff, we meet the team of troopers who are getting ready to show off their talents on a national scale. Thanks for joining us. I'm Deidre Johnson. The Oregon City High School ROTC drill team is gearing up for the Army Junior National Drill Competition in Florida. It's happening in April, and this is the first time the school has been selected since the team started 26 years ago. Photojournalist Chad DeHart shows us what puts their routine above the rest.
My name is Evan Roberts, and I'm the battalion commander and unarmed drill team commander of Oregon City High School's JRTC program. We got invited to the Daytona Nationals in Florida, and we were one of 4 out of over 200 schools to go, so it's kind of a big deal. It's the highest level of competition that we have in the United States. Regulation is all of the normal basic movements that every single person who goes to any basic is going to do. But exhibition is our own routine that we created to just be flashy and show off all of our skills. It's basically a dance routine, but with marching.
My name is Sergeant First Class Rob Aguilar. I'm the assistant instructor for the Army Junior ROTC program here at Oregon City High School.
Guys!
I'm exceptionally proud of them. It takes a great deal of time.
Forward! March!
We work as a team. Everybody's role is important.
Eyes! Right!
It's hard work, but it's going to be worth it.
The beauty of this program is getting to sit back and watch these young troopers grow and mature and begin to take on greater levels of personal responsibility and manage their time better and the life skills. That's what JROTC is all about. It's not about finding people to join the military. It's about life skills that they learn.
It's very rewarding, yes.
It is a singular honor that we take very seriously, and I'm so proud of these troopers of mine that have worked very, very hard.
Left wheel! March!
I feel really blessed and very lucky that our team got selected to go because it's a great group of people, and I know that we're going to do really well down there.
Daddy-daughter bracelets for Girl Power Day.
March is Women's History Month, and to celebrate the occasion, the Creators and the Curators Market held their 4th annual Girl Power Market on Saturday. This year's event came with a twist. Young entrepreneurs got a chance to sell their own handcrafted goods, some of them just 6 years old.
I really like making things, and usually if I see a bead that I like, I try and incorporate it into any jewelry that I'm making or something 3D on a piece of paper. The event also allows the kids to learn about their careers as well as empower and inspire them. And speaking of women empowerment, at least 1,000 people gathered at the Red in East Portland to celebrate beer, cider, and the women who make it happen. The 9th annual She Brew Festival featured more than 50 brewers across the Pacific Northwest. Alongside ciders, hop waters, and beers, there were women-owned food carts and vendors. One brewmaster says this was also a chance to come up with new recipes.
So it ends up being a really exciting festival because we're all wanting to make beers for each other, and so they end up being creative and specially made and kind of like research and development too for a lot of breweries. So you end up with these really cool one-off, sometimes historical, sometimes strange, delicious beers. On top of networking opportunities for the brewers, attendees had the chance to see how a beer is made from start to finish. And to lift some spirits, every second Sunday of the month, River City Church cancels its usual gathering to hold community-based events. For the first time, they offered a mental health day. The Vancouver church had sensory stations, calming exercises, and resources. But what did everyone line up for? The therapy llama.
I think that people are like, what? I've never seen that before. And so, yeah, there's a pretty long line right now to pet the therapy llama, and you can actually put a carrot in your mouth, and the therapy llama, it'll kiss you to eat the carrots. What's more therapeutic than a llama kiss?
So funny. Well, the church says nearly 200 people showed up for the event. And while this was their first mental health day, they say it won't be their last. Since there was so much happening in the Rose City this weekend, we asked you to share what you were up to on socials. Ann says she saw some ski action this weekend at Mount Hood Meadows. Looks like there was the perfect amount of snow up on the slopes and plenty of smiles, look at that, with the family. Well, the rain and gloomy skies didn't stop John from exploring the city. He says he walked around downtown and visited the Portland Saturday Market. John, I hope you got some amazing finds at that market, and then love this picture you sent in as well. And while there's no photo for this one, we have to highlight Angela because she went on an adventure this weekend. She says she went to the PSU Farmers Market at St. Patrick's Day Festival and had brunch at Grits and Gravy. Angela, it sounds like so much fun, and I hope you had some very delicious food. Well, you can share your photos and stories of the good stuff happening in your community by texting 503-226-5088 or email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. When the new terminal opens at PDX, you'll see something familiar. The iconic PDX carpet is returning to some areas. We're talking about the old design that everyone loves to take pictures of. The Port of Portland says they're getting ready to install the carpet in places where travelers will be able to sit or rest, as well as some places where local musicians will play. The terminal is expected to open in May. Well, in the 60s and 70s, Portland's Albina neighborhood was displaced and split in half because of highway construction. But after the break, we'll see how federal funds will help restore and reconnect the historic neighborhood. Welcome back to The Good Stuff. A cafe in Northeast Portland is known for their open mics, trivia nights, and being a unique space that combines books, cocktails, and food. But recently, the Rose City Book Pub went through a few financial setbacks. Tonight, they're hosting a fundraiser to help their business. Sydney Dorner spoke with the owner about the cafe and how to get involved.
Elise Schumacher is a Portland native.
A friend suggested, wouldn't it be cool if there was a bookstore that was also a bar? And I said that would be amazing, but that would have to be in Portland.
After living in LA, she came back to her hometown in 2018, starting Rose City Book Pub.
I was open for about a year and a half when the pandemic started, and then that was crippling because I had just been starting to make money for the first time, and then all of a sudden I was losing money at a scale that I could never have imagined before.
Rose City Book Pub is a unique space, offering a plethora of books, various cocktails, and cafe-style food. Daily, they host open mics, book readings, and even events for kids.
I think it's cozy. It should feel a little bit like being in your own living room. One of the best compliments I got was that it's the closest thing to not leaving the house. And in particular for the literary people, that's an appeal.
Inflation, debt from the pandemic, and the January ice storm have made it tough for Schumacher to keep the book pub alive.
At this point in time, the bills have come due. Everybody I know who owns a restaurant took out a loan the size of a mortgage, and now we have mortgage payments on top of all of our other expenses.
After seeing her struggle, an employee and frequent customer came up with the idea to put on an auction.
That if I could just turn the spiral from a spiral downward into a spiral upward, that I would be fine. And that's true. This is going to change the trajectory.
Her customers came through with almost 200 submissions. The auction offers everything from a Persian dinner to ukulele lessons.
How many people are providing services where they're going to end up spending time with a stranger, but they trusted that the people who come here who would bid on this would be someone that they would want to spend an hour or two with.
The auction is hosted both online and in person at the pub Monday night. Right now, they have an online silent auction on their website where people can place bids ahead of time.
An absolutely diverse selection of things that people have sent. There's something for everybody in this list, and I think it's all going to get picked up, and that will translate into the money that I need.
Again, they've got a silent auction happening right now online with everything from a dinner for 4 to a custom birthday cake. The auction closes at 10 p.m. The book pub is also hosting a live auction until 10 p.m. tonight. You can find the details about the auctions on kgw.com. Well, big changes are coming to Portland's Rose Quarter area and the Albina neighborhood thanks to $500 million in federal funding. The project will reconnect the upper and lower parts of the neighborhood. KGW's Ashley Grams has the details.
When you drive through Portland on I-5, you're crossing through the Albina neighborhood.
You have I-5, which was dug right here like a trench through all of these homes.
In the 1960s and 70s, I-5 tore through this historically black neighborhood, displacing families and splitting Albina in half.
We don't just want it to be lower Albina. The dream would be to reconnect Albina through a construction of a highway cover.
Now that dream is a possibility.
Government played an active role in destroying this neighborhood. It makes sense that they would now play an active role in rebuilding and restoring this neighborhood.
The U.S. Department of Transportation has granted the state nearly $500 million for the Rose Quarter Improvement Project, financing the creation of a highway cover.
The highway cover will span effectively from right down around here all the way up to just behind the Motor Center here.
JT Flowers is part of the Albina Vision Trust, a nonprofit focused on redevelopment that would bring back this historic community.
ODOT and other government bureaus are trying to be very intentional about making sure that what they're building here is aligned with this broader development vision that the community has come up with.
Flowers says the highway cover will be about 8 acres, making that section of the interstate into a tunnel and the space on top into developable land.
It would be seismically graded to support development on top of it. You could put parks there, you could put museums there, libraries, anything that your mind could imagine you could build atop the cover.
The money also funds street improvements to Broadway, making the area more walkable and accessible for future residents.
This is a multi-generational battle for belonging and placemaking in the heart of our central city.
Ashley Grams, KGW News.
Still to come on The Good Stuff, meet the local farmer who made it his mission to help people facing food insecurity and hunger. All this week, we're bringing you stories about how the KGW Great Food Drive is helping fight hunger. Thomas Schultz has more on a local farmer who's doing just that.
In a lot of ways, Ali Goni Ahmad is like a chef at a five-star restaurant.
I have today radish, cucumber, cilantro.
Highly focused.
This is the cilantro.
On getting his food to hungry customers.
This is the radish.
He grows hundreds of thousands of pounds of produce yearly.
Yeah, it's a lot of vegetable.
Blessed with a love of farming. Cursed with another rainy day. But while dreary weather sticks around, he's making sure his hard work doesn't go to waste. And instead into the hands of families at Kelly Elementary, the oldest Oregon school food bank run by the Latino Network. It's all part of an effort with the Oregon Food Bank for local farmers to help hungry Oregonians.
Just last year, actually, we invested $1.8 million in local farmers, growers, ranchers,
including partnerships with 136 BIPOC farmers like Ali. And out on his 2-acre farm, he's keeping a close eye on the crops.
Yeah.
Foods the Myanmar native knows well. Produce Oregonians may not find anywhere else.
I have a lot of kind of vegetable.
They are the experts in culturally relevant food for their own communities.
Communities that are historically disproportionately affected by food insecurity. BIPOC communities are 2 to 3 times more likely to face hunger in our area, something Ali is trying to change. By donating food to community members on his own and through the food bank to stop hunger statewide. In Multnomah County, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
And the KGW Great Food Drive is happening right now. Our goal this year is to collect enough donations to provide more than 1 million meals for local people and families in need. Right now, we're at 280,000 meals. To help, you can give online at kgw.com/food drive. And this week, local Toyota dealers will match the first 10,000 donated. We also want to thank Rivermark Community Credit Union, Pacific Office Automation, and Safeway for making this year's drive a success. And thanks to the good works of local organizations, dozens of kids in North Portland now have a new set of wheels. Nonprofits including Reborn Bikes, Washco Bikes, and Free Bikes for Kids Portland teamed up to give away free refurbished bikes to 69 kids at James John Elementary. With those bikes comes a new sense of freedom.
The bike for a kid isn't just a piece of recreation or a piece of transportation. It's actually an expansion of their childhood. It allows them to create new friendships, recreation, riding around with their friends, creates a larger peer group.
The kids also received safety vests, helmets, and safety training thanks to a $5,000 grant and a gift from Metro. Next on The Good Stuff, we check out some of the iconic moments from the 96th Academy Awards and highlight a few of the big winners. This year's Oscars was certainly one to remember, with everything from Ryan Gosling performing I'm Just Ken to John Cena presenting the award for Best Costume Design without any clothes on. But beyond the shiny outfits or lack of them, it was a big night for one movie in particular. NBC's Mark Barger has the highlights.
I think I kind of figured out why they call it Barbenheimer and they didn't call it Opp and Barbie.
Why?
Well, I think you guys are at the tail end of that because you were riding Barbie's coattails all summer.
The good-natured rivalry between the summer blockbusters took a turn Sunday night, with Oppenheimer winning 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director for Christopher Nolan.
The response from people around the world far exceeded anything that I'd imagined possible. And, winning this recognition from my peers is just, the icing on the cake.
The night also saw Oppenheimer's Robert Downey Jr. and Cillian Murphy each earn their first Oscar.
I'm very humbled, I'm very grateful, and very proud to be Irish.
But Barbie did make the most of its one win on the night.
I feel so incredibly lucky and honored.
Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell taking Best Original Song. And Ryan Gosling's performance of their tune was a showstopper, even if it may have caused a wardrobe malfunction for Best Actress winner Emma Stone.
My dress is broken. I think it happened during I'm Just Ken. I was so amazed by Ryan and what he was doing, and that number just blew my mind, and I was right there, and I just was going for it, and, things happen.
And on this night in Hollywood,
Oh my goodness!
lots of good things happened for Oppenheimer. Mark Barger, NBC News.
Well, the time has come for the 2024 Rose Festival Court, and this year, 15 outstanding students from the Portland metro area will be crowned as Rose Fest princesses. Central Catholic High School announced Jada Jackson as their princess. Jada loves to play basketball and softball and plans to continue in college. She wants to become a pediatrician in the future and give back to her community. Jada, along with the rest of the court, will be traveling across Oregon to learn, volunteer, and participate in Rose Festival events. Congrats to them. Well, that's all the time we have. We'll leave you with a live look from Cannon Beach. Thanks for taking a little time for the good stuff.